White supremacy being shown through acts of terrorism only encourages others to do the same and is a world epidemic that needs to be controlled. One recent white supremacy act was the Christchurch shootings in New Zealand. The unnamed suspect is charged with 51 counts of murder and 39 counts of attempted murder. In an article by Jane Costin, she explains why the shooter did what he did, in which he describes in his manifesto: to show the invaders that our lands will never be their lands, our homelands are our own, and that as long as the white man still lives, they never conquer our lands.
This event can be viewed through the cultural criticism lens to reveal the attacker's intentions. An article from SPLC states these white supremacists are trying to become the dominant culture. They are trying to influence demographics to create a white majority because that is how they feel society should be. They do this through racist acts such as hate and discrimination. Their extreme views of hatred against other races shows them attempting to become the dominant culture. White supremacists are trying to belittle and undermine other cultures.
The use of the historical lens can be seen when applying it to the Christchurch shootings. In a news article from BBC News, the author says, "A song which played in the suspect's car is known as a marching anthem for Serbian nationalist paramilitary units known as Chetniks during the 1992-95 Bosnian War. It praises Bosnian Serb leader Radovan Karadzic, who was convicted of genocide and war crimes. The names of men convicted of killing Muslims and migrants are written on the suspect's weaponry. People from years ago had an influence on the man to do what he did. The man was most likely believed what he was doing was right because that is what his role models had done in the past, and those people learned because in the past the white man was seen as superior and people went to extreme lengths to manifest this absurd view. Fortunately, most people today realize that everyone is equal and no one is inferior to another. However, there are some, like the gunman, who have no place in today's society and need to be stopped before they too do heinous actions."
Some people think it is okay to form white supremacist groups as long as they do not commit crimes or violence. One author called out the horrifying truths about white supremacist groups, but more than ever, 2018 was the year white nationalists drew blood. From the Parkland, Florida shooting of 17 students in February to the massacre of 11 at a Pittsburgh synagogue in October, white nationalists, or those inspired by white nationalism, have committed violence at an alarming rate, killing at least 40 people in North America this year alone. The problem with these supremacist groups is that they often do commit these violent crimes because of influence from other groups or individuals. The best way to end these violent crimes is to first end these hateful groups.
With all that is going on in the world, it seems like ordinary people get lost in the discussion. It seems like change can only come from the government changing policy so that these tragedies don't happen. But this isn't true, as there are many things we can do to denounce this kind of bigotry and hatred. Say you see a post online that supports white supremacy and racism. Instead of going about your day, you can report the post to try and silence these ugly ideals. Another simple and even easier solution is to acknowledge that white supremacy exists in the first place. According to UUA.org, one of the biggest issues surrounding white supremacy is the fact that some people say it doesn't exist. Just by acknowledging that it exists means that we can move forward in combating it.